As you can see, got my new background here. Had to, show some love for my Rockets, creating new stuff, as you could probably tell. But this is not about the Rockets. This is about the Texans and how I think the Texans, they're pretty good in this offseason. I have to watch it when I get home. I just took my break. I got 20 minutes. Robbie here, sorry about that, trying to read Robbie's comments. Robbie said Texans will go 11-5. Some people are saying they're going 6-10. You know what, Robbie? I agree with that, about staying healthy and stuff. I do agree with that. Now, we might go 6-10 if we don't stay healthy. But being healthy, I think that we will be like 11-5 or maybe even 10-6, something like that. Because the Texans made some good acquisitions, in this in the offseason right here doing free agency. They did pretty decent. Here, trying to bring everything up. A little bit unorganized, I apologize. Trying to get everything going. Now, and they did some things that I was talking about that we should do. And one of those was the offensive line. What's going on there, Mr. Travis? How you doing there, sir? Sorry about that. I was reading Robbie's comments. And I think he made a good point there. Give me 1 second here. Still trying to get everything up. A little bit behind here. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think we're done yet either, Robbie. But yeah, the Texans have made some good moves. Of course, we all know we just got Tyrann Mathieu. At first, I didn't think we were gonna get him because the headline said he was expected to sign with the Texans, and I don't take that as if a person is going to do something if they're expected. So I don't take that, saying, hey, it's going to happen. That's what the headline said at first, but when they said he did sign, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Only $7 million 1 year. Yeah, we did steal him. But here's the thing, though, Robbie. The reason why we got him like that is because he do have a troubled past. And we all know in any sport, when you have a troubled past, teams are not going to take a huge risk on you. That will always mess you up. I'm just saying. He had injury problems and also with the marijuana problem. So, I'm just saying. So, that's all I'm saying right there. So get back to what I was talking about, though. Watson going to keep him up. You think so? Well, nothing wrong with that. Excuse me 1 second. He has a few injuries, his knees. That's my concern. Hey, you know what? My concern is this here. I'm still trying to bring up everything that we assigned, so excuse me here for not being completely organized. One thing or two, a lot of people not mentioning that I think Jordan kept Rodman under control. Great leadership helps. I can agree with that. Here's one thing that I think that people are not mentioning. That I think, my personal opinion, was a good free agent signing with Shane Leckler, our kicker. So, excuse me. Then we also kept Corey Moore, and I cannot pronounce that other dude's name. Ufobo Kamalo. I can't pronounce his name. But him. We kept a couple of our key players. I don't think Corey Moore was a bad player. I'm actually high on Calvin. Nobody else is. Hey, I'm kind of high. At first, I didn't know who he was. I'm kind of high on him, too. Now, but then when I looked at it, I said, oh, that's right, from the Jaguars. I do remember him because he did give us fits when we played him the past season. So I do remember him now. I had to think about it because I was like, who in the hell is that? It wouldn't process, but I when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's right. You know, we got Aaron Colvin, we got Centrell Henderson, Zach Fulton. We all know about the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. So we doing pretty good. We got some good. And Kelmente Henderson. What? Don't. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. I got you. I know who it is. Never mind. But we're doing pretty decent in this off season. This is the one reason why I said when we got third round pick that we need to boost up our offensive line. Are we gonna resign Joe Johnson? Oh, I ain't see that one yet. Okay. Well, hey, if we do, I'd be great with that. Oh yeah, Robin, I saw your message on there. Hey, I'm not the one to really curse a lot either, but I do let it slide out sometimes. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't. I do. Excuse me. But oh yeah, just a heads up reminder, just so y'all know, March 24th, I think it is. I forgot what date that was already. March 24th, I will have my giveaway. So y'all stay tuned. I just don't know exactly what time yet, but y'all stay tuned because I will have my giveaway on March 24th. It's a Saturday. Might be around 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock Houston time, or Central time, I should say. I'm used to saying Houston time, but I might have my giveaway. Well, not might. I am going to have my giveaway. I'm just not 100% sure on what time. So, all right, Robbie, I appreciate you, man. I know you got to work. I'll be doing the same thing when I be watching Huncho. I work nights, so when I'll be watching him, I'll stop by for a few seconds, then I have to get back to work. But I appreciate you joining. Thank you. One love back to you. I'm going to have my giveaway on March 24th, so y'all stay tuned for that. Like I said before, it's going to be those authentic Houston Texans glove where you put your hands together like that, and it'll show the team logo on the gloves, and also too a authentic Dwight Howard number 12 Houston Rockets jersey. So y'all stay tuned for that. If you don't believe me, ask Robbie G. He won my first giveaway. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think the Texans did pretty good in their in free agency. We got a couple of offensive linemen. We got a couple of defensive guys as well too. I know that's what everybody been stressing was our DBs and stuff like that. One person that I'm kind of sad two people that I'm kind of sad we did not get, Richard Sherman, and I can't think of the other guy's name right now. He came from New England. He just signed with the Titans, I think. Golly, I can't think of his name. Oh well. Anyway, two corners. Now Richard Sherman, he came out and said that he wanted to play for a contender. I know what I recollect. Yeah, Butler. There we go. Thank you there, Travis. I'm getting old. I can't remember all this stuff now. I need to start writing this stuff down. But Malcolm Butler. But Richard Sherman said he wanted to play for a contender. And given our record last year, he didn't see us as a contender. Going by the record. Well, 4-10 last season. So it is what it is on that. Whatever. Now, with all that being said as well, too, Malcolm Butler, he took a $61 million contract to go to the Titans. I think it was the Titans, but he signed a $61 million contract. Can't hate him for that. I would have too. I ain't gonna lie. I would have took it too. But with all that being said, what Richard Sherman ended up doing, he ended up going to the 49ers. He said that was his favorite team growing up. So, whatever. Now, with all that being said as well, back to my Texans. I really do think that if we don't have an injury-filled season like we had last season, there's no reason we can't win at the least 9 games. That's at the least. At the most, what I think we're going to win, maybe 12. 13 tops. Now, that's if we all stay healthy. We don't have all these major injuries to people like we did this past season. There was a few games where we only had one wide receiver and no tight ends playing. It was a few games where our running backs had to be our tight ends. That's how bad our season was. Crazy. I mean, just crazy. And then on top of that, of course, our our quarterback goes down. So it's like we couldn't win last season. But we with all adversity comes nothing but good. We had a crazy season overall last season. With the owner's comments, with Dwayne Brown getting traded, with all the injuries, with all the negativity, with the Hurricane Harvey stuff, a lot of positive ended up coming out of that. Because if you remember, last season, after the owner comments, we played the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, we lost that game, but we played a damn good game. Also, too, with Dwayne Brown getting traded, I cannot think of the guy's name right now, but the offensive lineman that came back from beating cancer, he was out for like, 2-3 seasons. He came back, beat cancer, played his first game after Dwayne Brown got traded. Had a pretty good season. Had a pretty good game, I should say. So, we like I said, through all adversity comes nothing but good. You just gotta stay focused, keep your head up. Quisenberry, yep, you're right about that one. Thank you, Mr. Travis. But all that being said, that's the reason why I do believe that we're going to have a decent season this season. Now, do that mean Super Bowl win? Of course, I'm a Texans fan. I'm going to say yes. But in actuality, I do think that we're going to win at the least 9 games, at the most 12, 13 probably. Now, although a lot of people are saying 6 games, well, I can kind of see where people are coming from with that. I can see that because a lot of people are not too high on Bill O'Brien because he is sometimes get conservative with his play calling. Also, too, with a defensive coordinator last year, now the head coach of the Titans. The way things ended up with him, I can see where people is coming from with that. But I also do believe that the Texans now have switched things back to where they wanted it to. So, excuse me here. Sorry about this. Give me 1 second. Alrighty, sorry about that. Alrighty. Now, I think what the Texans are going to end up doing in the draft is also getting another offensive lineman. Now, I know a lot of people as well too, Wink with Third Coast Sports, also to Huncho as well with South Sports. A lot of people saying the Texans should trade back. I've seen a lot of people saying that to get more picks. Me personally, I think it should be the opposite. And this is what I mean by that. This is what I mean by that. You got to get quality versus quantity. What's going on now, Mr. Texans, Houston Texans? What's up? What's up? Saw your comment earlier on my other video. Yeah, I did see that you had that one. But I just put it together real quick here. I mean, not put it together, I'm sorry. I just put it on my stream to get ready to do this video right here that I'm doing. So I did see everything that you was talking about there. But once again here, y'all, I want to make sure y'all remember what I just put right there. My giveaway is going to be on March 24th. I'm going to keep reminding y'all of this. It's going to end up being on 24th, this coming Saturday. I'm not 100% sure about what time. Might be around 1, 2 o'clock Central Time. I'm not 100% sure about that part yet. But like I said, I will be giving away some authentic Houston Texans gloves, along with a authentic Houston Rockets number 12 Dwight Howard jersey. The gloves are size large and the jersey size extra large. I usually just display those in my man cave, to show my man cave off. Now, I just have to keep reminding y'all of that because I want everybody to tune in. Excuse me, trying to get my camera set here. Gotta show off that Houston Rockets logo right there. Excuse me there. There we go. I just had to show that off. Anyway, getting my camera set. Anyway, now, with all that being said as well, too, I do think that the Texans are going to have a pretty decent season. Just as long as we stay healthy. That's with any team, any sport, whatever. But what I do think as well, too, with all the acquisitions that we got, we cannot sit here and say that, excuse me, we cannot sit here and act like that we're not going to win a Super Bowl, whatever. Of course, I'm always think that because I'm a Texan fan. You're a fan of your team. You're gonna believe, certain things. Oh, Kendall, you say 11-5. I say at least 9 games, at the most maybe 13. That's what I say. But what do you think that the Texans are going to do with their first pick in the draft? That's what I want to know from y'all. What do you think that the Texans are going to do with their first pick in the draft? Because I think whether they trade up or back, whatever, the first pick that they get, I think it's going to be an offensive lineman. I really do. Because we got a great, you say cornerback? Okay, nothing wrong with that. Say corner, nothing wrong with that. I think our first pick is going to be an offensive lineman. I can't stress this enough. This is why I say this. Let me explain. We got a great dynamic quarterback. He's listed as a running quarterback when he's not really a running quarterback, but he's listed as one. So what we need to do is protect him. Let's go back to, I think it was the second or the third game of the season. I think the third. I forget. But we played Cincinnati. We all seen that hit that Geno Atkins put on him. We all seen that hit that flipped him around. Yeah, he got back up a couple plays later, ran it for like a 50-yard touchdown, 46 yards, something like that. Touchdown. But you don't want your quarterback taking hits like that. You don't want that. So what you need is somebody to protect him at all times. Yeah, of course, he's still going to get sacked. Of course, as long as you got a defense that's trying to do what they got to do, of course, that's a sack. No, he's going to get hit. He's going to get bothered here and there. So, of course. But that's what I think that we should do. A lot of people are saying safety, corner, or defense lineman, or a linebacker, things like that. And I'm not saying none of that's not needed, but what I'm saying is really needed is the offensive lineman. Yeah, we got some good ones in the. We got one from the Saints. We got one from the Bills as well. I can't think of everybody right now. But we got some good ones in free agency right now. Now, I know the biggest one, of course, is Tyrann Mathieu, the safety, which sometimes he plays corner, depending on the schemes that they running. But he's listed as a safety. Excuse me. But we're doing pretty decent right now. I gotta admit, I did not think we were gonna do that good in the offseason. Someone with recovery speed plus all the old linemen we have, you can call move around, plus Watson is a spark to his teammates. I agree with that, Kendall. The offensive line did kind of, I don't know, it was like a motivation when he came into, when he took over that second half of the first game against the Jaguars last season. Yeah, we still got our ass whooped, but it was different. And then the next game that we played, I think it was Cincinnati game too. But anyway, the next game that we played, you even heard the commentator say, this team just feels different. It's different with Watson. And I agree with him. The team was different. the the atmosphere with him being there. I have, you know what? When he started playing, and they showed him, they when they played their next home games after they that first one against the Jaguars, when they played their next one, did y'all see how many number 4 jerseys was in the crowd? It was like a different atmosphere. I was for the game against the Jags, and it was Coach's fault. Well, I kind of have a hard time saying it was Coach's fault when we got our ass whooped like that. I say that was a team fault. That's what I think. I think it was a team fault. Let me explain what I mean by that. Because of J.J. Watt and his hurricane relief efforts, and the whole team and the whole city rallied around this guy, it was an atmosphere that I don't think we were prepared for. Hopkins was telling Watson to get in. yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and speaking of Hopkins, before I go any further, what do you think about Hopkins was trying to recruit people to, like Jimmy Graham? He was trying to recruit Jimmy Graham, and he was also trying to recruit other people to come to the Texans. What do you think about that? What do you think? I also now back to what I was saying. I also do believe that Watson. Not Watson. The whole team was focused on the hurricane relief efforts. Everybody was overwhelmed with so much joy and success of what was going on, with all the struggles and everything with the city. I think that people forgot that we had to play a football game. Yeah, and that it wasn't just for the city, it was for themselves as well. So, and that's what I do believe. That's why I say I don't think it's really a coach's fault. I think it was a team fault. Because the team put all the stuff. That's why the next game, if you watch that, game 2, I think it was the Browns. Or was it Cincinnati? I can't remember off the top of my head. But you like that how was recruiting. He was very smart for doing that. Well, Brandon, this is what I think about that one. I do agree with you. I do agree. But I also disagree. And let me explain what I mean by that. What I mean by that is this. That could send a rift with your teammates. You know what I'm saying? Let me explain what I'm saying. It's kind of like when you're in a relationship with someone. You with this person. You develop that chemistry. Things all of a sudden ain't going the way you want. They show up to staff. But things not going the way you want. So guess what? You out there on the side trying to guess with someone else. Now guess what your partner gonna think when they find this out. So that's what I'm saying. I see what he's saying and I agree with him. But then I also think that he should have left that up to the front office. Because, okay, you trying to go get Jimmy Graham. So what do you think that's telling the other tight ends on the team? That you're not good enough. I want somebody else. He trying to go get Richard Sherman, Malcolm Butler. What do you think that's saying to Kevin Johnson, Jonathan Joseph, Kareem Jackson? What do you think that's saying to them? But thank